expectations do you set for them in terms of their availability? And this being a
Sure.
remote workforce, I'm sure that's really challenging. So how do you set that up right from the beginning?
Yeah, so as part of our contracting process with team members, we talk about what is going to be your minimum availability. And we come to
Okay.
a contractual agreement around what their minimum availability is. They can always work more than that. But the standard is that they're going to commit to be available for at least that many hours so that we don't have a staffing nightmare when we go to staff 5 projects and we have no idea what it's time. But that is a huge part of what we do is tracking people's availability. Are they at capacity? Are they not? How close are they to capacity? So we know
Right.
when it's time to recruit again as a team. So it's certainly a juggling act, but we kind of just set the expectation that you're going to be honest and upfront with us, and we're going to be honest and upfront with you. If you don't tell us what you have available, then we can't get you the appropriate work.
Hmm. And then when the work starts, are they interacting directly with the client and you're not so concerned with like what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, or how are you managing that?
Sure. Well, it depends on what position they're coming into on our team. So
Okay.
every client at Wise is actually assigned a project manager, and that's the person who has gone through project management training, client communication training, client facing training, and they are the face to the client. And then they have implementation teams under them that they task different things out to. So if they're client facing, then yes, they've gone through all of that, what's expectation. But if they're an implementer, they haven't quite done as much client facing preparation. But
Okay.
it's a lot of trust. We say this a lot of time. They live record their time. We have a couple different softwares to keep an eye on that kind of stuff. But if they record their time dishonestly, it's really hard for us to catch them in that unless they recorded like 10 hours to build out a huge social campaign and we don't have a social campaign, then clearly they didn't spend 10 hours on it.
Right.
But we're putting a lot of faith and trust into our people that they are doing what they say they're going to do. But we find, and actually studies show, that virtual workers are significantly more productive than people in an office because we don't actually have to worry about someone coming in and hitting their timer and shooting the breeze with the person next to them. They're actually only recording time from when they're actively doing work on a project. So that helps us as well to be able to mitigate some of that stuff that you see in traditional office settings.
Well, let me ask you, you said they live record their time. What does that
Yeah.
mean? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we use a software called Harvest, and there's actually a recorder that pulls up under each project because they record their time for each client differently.
Okay.
And they pull it up, they hit play, they do their work, they can hit pause, go get a coffee, go do whatever, come back,
Oh,
hit
nice.
play, start working again, and it live actively records their time. So we can actually go into our software and at any time see who's actively working and who's not. And then we can obviously see their timesheets at the end of the week and see who's been doing what on what project. And that helps us. We always tell our team, yes, it's about paying them well and appropriately, which we always want to do, but it's also about
Hmm.
being able to predict for our clients. Because if you say it only takes, apparently I'm on a social media kick, if you say it only takes 2 hours to build out a month's worth of social media, then we're going to use that data next time we quote client and say, yep, you can expect this to happen within 5 hours and it's going to be X amount of money. And we use the data our team records to make those predictions. So if they're over there lying about what's going on, we're going to have a lot of dissatisfied clients who are going to come on with faulty expectations. And so
Right.
we need that trust on both sides to be able to keep, create a win for everyone, both client and team member.